If there's one thing that annoys me more than anything on this planet, it's a hypocrite. Whether it's someone holding one thing to a completely different standard than another, or applying rules unfairly to somehow hold up their shaky argument, it's such a pathetic thing to do, and I immediately lose respect for anyone who acts that way. As far as game journalists are concerned, I didn't have much respect for them to begin with, and with the release of Stellar Blade, they're all exposing the fact that they're nothing but desperate hypocrites.
I'm done. I'm done.
If you want to sit here as a game journalist I'm supposed to trust and claim Stellar Blade is sexist because of how Eve looks, that's fine. It's a moronic opinion to have and just goes to show how little you know about real women, but it's your right to be stupid. If you want anyone to even hold a shred of respect for you, then that opinion better apply to every game the same way. But of course it doesn't, because like I said, they're hypocrites. These weirdos have spent months attacking Stellar Blade and calling all the fans incels or basement-dwelling man-babies. Hell, they even attacked the developer and came out looking even more idiotic when fans educated them with these crazy things called facts. Whether it was the game director being married to an attractive woman, or that woman being in charge of the team that created Eve's costumes in Stellar Blade, fans proved that the whole never seen a woman before argument these losers push is complete nonsense.
Bunch of functional idiots.
Fans were already onto their bullshit, but these idiots just decided to prove our argument for us better than we ever could. There was some information released about Hades 2, alongside some supposedly sexy character designs, and the weirdos went crazy over it. Now I know you're all thinking, well, Athletic Hero, obviously they hated what they saw. They spent all this time yelling at us about sexualizing characters being bad, so this should also piss them off, right? These creeps were practically moaning at the screen about this game after spending months berating fans for even daring to call Eve hot. Set aside the fact that a progressive and inclusive take on Greek gods makes zero sense, these freaks couldn't keep it in their pants about this game. So it's okay for them to have internet orgasms about characters they consider attractive, but if we dare to even appreciate a conventionally attractive normal female character, they have a temper tantrum. Like I said, they're just a bunch of hypocrites who expect people to bend the knee to rules they're exempt from following. Like Grums points out, it's pretty clear why they fangirl over Hades 2 and despise Stellar Blade. Hades 2 caters to their weird freak fetishes, while Stellar Blade was made for all of us regular people who don't have mental issues. I mentioned earlier that these Hades 2 characters were ones that these weirdos consider attractive, and I specify that for a reason. Most of them are fucking ugly, with the exception of Aphrodite, who looks surprisingly good. That being said, the lengths they go to claim she's hotter than Eve are absolutely hilarious. They get into camera angles and invent all kinds of weird arguments that might sound smart on the surface, but make zero sense when you actually think about it. Eve is practically photorealistic, curvy as all hell, and was based on a scan of a real woman, whereas Hades 2 is a full-on cartoon. So even though Aphrodite looks good, clearly Eve wins by a goddamn landslide.
Yes, dude! Fuck yes, dude!
Then you have the other characters, and my god, the ancient Greeks would vomit and jump off Mount Olympus if they saw this. First off, we have this buff guy who's apparently supposed to be a woman. Then we have a handicapped fat guy who these women wouldn't get within 5 miles of in real life, but love to drool over online. This chick is almost fully covered up, so Zeus only knows what she's got going on. Then there's an old lady in battle armor who looks like a grandma, and the main character who I have no doubt is mixed race because they took this interpretation of the original Greek mythology too literally.
Stop it. Get some help.
So it's okay to basically call Eve a brainless bimbo who's all beauty over brains, and in the same breath send out 10 horny tweets about Hades 2? Sounds to me like these people just hate women. I mean, what a bunch of misogynistic sexists to imply that the best part of a woman is her appearance. Clearly to them that's all a woman is, but it's okay as long as her looks fit within their weird alphabet army rainbow brigade definition of attractive. Also, good to know for future reference that being Asian is apparently not diverse enough for these weirdos anymore. Always fun to see them move the goalposts to support their ridiculous agendas. God forbid a character like Eve comes along who looks like a real woman and reminds them that most men like women who take care of themselves instead of eating everything in sight and avoiding the gym like the plague. That, or they're just plain ugly and think we're mad because they embrace their sexuality, aka selling themselves online for the price of a Big Mac. Someone who goes online begging for people to pay to see their pictures sounds a lot less like someone confident in their sexuality and a lot more like someone desperate for validation to boost their bruised ego. Not sure what's sadder, these delusional vapid chicks or the beta cucks who actually find them attractive.
You're a poor excuse for a man. Get out.
The best part of all of this is that they can go on and on about Stellar Blade, but the one thing they can't do is convince people that they're right. Nobody's buying their bullshit, and the more out of control they get, the more they prove they're just a bunch of weirdo hypocrites. They expect everyone else to follow their nonsense liberal rules, but when something appeals to their alphabet fetishes, it's okay for them to practically explode on their keyboards.
That is so deeply pathetic.
There's a saying about how when you hate someone, you poison yourself and not them. That's why even if I find them annoying, I don't hate these people at all, unlike the protein-starved rage they feel towards us. To me, it's just fun to watch them act like idiots and joke about how dumb they are, while they orchestrate their own downfall without needing any of us to help. Stellar Blade is on track to be a huge hit, so they can whine, cry, and beg fans to ignore or forget about this game all they want, but Eve is gonna slice and dice her way to selling copies by actually giving real fans what they want.